So are you guys ready for this?
Oh, look at the time. I guess time for bed.
Well, my bedtime alarm's already gone off, so
Go with the exit team.
wait, why were you even late, Lever? What did you do tonight?
I was out.
Oh, doing what?
Well,
Or
you couldn't
who?
have been. I wasn't there.
Doing what or
Yeah.
who, Lever?
Nothing exciting.
Is that what you told
But
her
it was
afterwards?
incredibly exciting.
That's what she told me afterwards.
Welcome everyone to In the Bread podcast. Today we have with us the grain-fed Nugsy, the incestual.
That's what you were trying to practice saying.
This is a tongue twister and a half. See, I need to choose my words. The incestually incapable ennui.
Incapable.
Incapable. No, not my words, apparently. And the master of pervertedness. That sounds better. Himself, master dutiful. Bloody yeah, come on, mate. Let's get far. Excuse me, Dead Ed. I want that on my driver's license now. That's my non-slave name.
I had a good chuckle.
I'm a slave of the womb.
Aren't we all?
How is everyone today?
Some of us.
How is some of us today? Sorry.
Some of us.
It's some of us. It's some of us.
I'm alright.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we could all be doing better at something.
I could be doing Emma
Somewhere.
Stone, and that would be great. But
Oh,
how's-
Daisy Ridley.
actually, I don't know who Emma Stone is. And how are you, Leber?
Fine.
Fine. Just fine. Just finite.
Oh, the man of many words himself.
How's work?
Yes.
Well, how's work for both of you?
Fine.
Actually, today wasn't too bad.
Oh, that's
I got to escape the head office for a few hours.
Hey.
We were sent out on an errand
Oh, that's
to get flower pots.
That's good.
Actually, I have a picture from the flower pot adventure.
What?
The adventure of many pots.
So you get paid
flowers and
to get flower pots.
no,
You should be.
the boss. Well, I get paid, but the boss decides that there's stuff that he needs done, and because he's paying us to do it, he may as well get us to do it. So
And one of those things with flower pots gathering of.
yeah, it was today.
That is a picture, and I'm glad to see you gave it a
That's
sexy
Jorge.
hat. Jorge.
She shared the drive with us.
Typical.
Good old
Lazy workers
good
just
old
sitting around bumming around doing nothing.
Doing
Yeah.
smoking crack,
bastards.
licking
and,
crack.
and
Smoking and
licking
licking.
all the cracks. Yeah.
Anyway,
bastards.
last week you forgot to pick a bone with me, Nugsy, and this time you
Oh
remembered.
yes.
Hit me.
I can't even remember how I remembered. I was
Well,
I
it
was-
was the C word then, but okay, go on.
sitting down, and I think I was watching something, and it popped up, and I was like, "Hang on a second." And yes, it was my not penis.
Oh,
So
got boring all of a sudden. Right.
not last week, the week before.
Yep.
Right.
Uh,
One of the topics in which we spoke, I think it was the week before. Anyway, one of the topics in which we spoke of was the e-bikes.
oh yes, the those things.
Now, I think a day or two after that very podcast, I saw my very first one in Sydney. It was in and around
Yes.
Ashfield.
Yes.
And ever since then, they're fucking everywhere. And I blame you. I never saw one before that conversation. Now I see them everywhere. It's your fault, Ed. I hate you.
it's not just. I think it's oBikes. I forgot what they're called now. But
O-bikes?
wait,
E-bikes.
let's
O-bikes,
just scroll down
whatever.
below. It's not just that.
E-bikes.
They've got other ones out there I've seen. There's like Earth bikes, which is I'm guessing the exact same concepts that I've seen, which are black and red. And I've seen a lot of oBikes. In fact, this is a story I forgot to tell you the other week. I was walking to work as I do, and I was in a really shitty mood. Like that's a normal day for me.
Like always.
As always, because I'm always pissed off. And I got onto the main road, very close to work, and there's this dude. He's quite rough around the edges. You know, someone that is
Why is he
obviously
rough? Was he more of a sketch than like a fully drawn?
Yeah, you could say that.
Ah, okay.
you could tell he's the kind of person who's lived in government housing his whole life, and his form of income is living off of everyone else's taxes that the government pays him. And he's just there walking down the street with one of these like $1 7-Eleven coffees in his hands, and there's an oBike, and I swear to God, he just points at it and he starts cursing at it like it's a person. He's like, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit! Fuck you! Fuck you! You never fucking call me back, you fucking cunt, mate!" I'm like, why is this happening? It's these bikes are bringing the worst out in everybody.
No. I blame you.
I didn't make
This
them.
is your fault.
It was-
I never saw them before that conversation. And
It's
you
a-
mentioned them, and now they're everywhere.
It's a Singapore company, I think. Wait, hang on. oBikes. I don't know who owns it. It's not me.
I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue who owns it.
I think they.
As I said, I only ever heard about it through you.
I've got a.
everywhere.
Oh man, there's actually. I mean, it's the Daily Mail. Boo! But oBikes slammed after pictures of dumped bikes in Sydney. So somehow this isn't just a thing. This is legitimate. They are migrating north. I think they are learning
Fucking
to
Melbourne, take 'em back.
survive.
They're like the cane toads from Brisbane. They're slowly moving downwards.
or the fire ants from I don't know.
You know what?
It's
That
happening.
little like preview picture kind of looks like a frog.
It is. Oh man, these things.
They're the cane toads.
These things are
They're-
cancer.
they're-
But you know what? You know what? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But you know what?
You're not interrupting.
I
No, you
saw
are. You dick.
I saw one the other day and had the biggest urge to stick it on someone's roof. I just did. These things bring out evil. There's something in them. They're like the devil. They're devils with 2 wheels instead of horns. You just do. You want to do evil stuff. Lever, do you look at them and think about lustful thoughts when you see them?
Can't say I really think about them at all, Ed.
That's a lie. It's an obvious lie.
You're just a private man.
You just see them. I want to kick the shit out of them. A guy was verbally abusing one. These things invoke evil. But yes, okay, maybe I was the one who caused him to come to Sydney after that podcast.
Yes.
I think that was the case. I'd like to think that our podcast had that much of an effect on Australia's.
Yeah, they were listening.
Yeah, that many people.
They're like, oh, we can expand it to a whole new market here.
It's like the 20 listeners, or sorry, the 17 and the 3 that are us. The 17 are all from Melbourne, and they all had oBike accounts, and all of them that week came to Sydney, bringing
they all rode.
3 each. So yes,
Not really speaking of bikes. Actually, it is speaking of bikes. I saw a whole bunch of cyclists. Oh, damn, I forgot what it was called, but they were like.
a gaggle.
Let me see if I can get the name of the group. They seem like they were very proud about riding
Oh,
bikes.
don't they always look proud?
No, but they had like shirts on them. There was, like, a
This
whole
is
bunch
my
of, like,
road.
10,
I
20
was
people.
here
There was
first.
a photographer taking photos of them and stuff, right?
Fuck me.
But
Okay.
but I don't know why the photographer was taking photos of them getting into a train. There's 5, 6 of these people trying to squeeze into like one carriage, and
Actually-
2 or 3 into another carriage. Like, forget the people that are actually in there standing up. It's all squashing it. These guys, who's very proud about riding bikes,
Got into a
they're
train
proud
afterwards.
about taking them onto the train with them and getting photography
You know-
done for it.
Fucking hell.
That week we had the conversation about these bikes. You said the exact same thing
Yeah,
about them getting onto trains with their bikes.
The same people?
it's just probably
Not
No.
the same people in general.
just general.
Oh, in general, was I raging about because I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
made me worry about like, oh man, do I have dementia already? Did this
It's-
already happen to me? No, yeah, because I'm pretty sure this happened like yesterday or no, it wouldn't have been yesterday. It would have been Friday or something.
Oh, Friday.
It's something about
what was
bike
it
riders. They wear these really tight pants so you can see the outlines of their
Yeah.
asshole.
I don't want to see the men cyclists. I want to see the women cyclists.
There are no women cyclists. They're all dudes.
No.
I saw one the other day. It was a chick for sure.
Poor-
And she
poor-
and if there is a woman one, they're over the age of 75.
I can't comment.
Those are the best ones.
That's why Lever sounded so happy.
It keeps everything in.
Yeah. Wait, when you say saw a female cyclist, was she riding it or actually on the train with her?
Or was it like
Significant
a
other.
weird magic trick, and she was actually being sawed in half? I suppose it's a question we'll never have answered.
Yeah,
Never.
Well, they're here to stay. There's plastic bottles littering the earth. Now it's oBikes. Cancer. What can I say? But I'm glad you remembered because, it's one of those things that's going to affect everybody. And speaking of affecting everybody, the entire nation, nay, the entire world is in shock with what's happened with Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey!
What's wrong with Kevin Spacey? Tell me about Kevin Spacey.
Well, actually, I think Nugsy, this is yours. I'll let you take the reins. Or
I mean, if you're
Kevin Spacey, take the 14-year-old by the crotch.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I believe it was the late 80s.
1986.
Yes.
Oh.
Do your research, mate.
No.
1986. Sorry.
That's too much. That's too much. All right, I'm done.
No, you
End the
did.
podcast.
No, you got it. You're doing so well.
No.
I can understand if anyone that's listening to this podcast would be just as frustrated. I want to know what the hell you're talking about. I'm sitting here waiting.
Hurry up, Nugsy. Gosh, people are tuning out.
The new Star Trek series that they kickstarted. There's an actor in it called Anthony Rapp, and he came out recently. May have been last week, saying that Kevin Spacey made sexual advances towards him when he was 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This is in 1986. At the time, I believe it was at Kevin Spacey's house during a party.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Spacey himself was 26, I believe.
It was about their late 20s.
Or mid-20s. We'll say mid-20s.
He released a statement saying that he had a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor, and that he was horrified to hear, the claims that Mr. Rapp made. He said he doesn't remember the encounter. It happened, about 30 years ago. But he did say that if he did behave as it was described, he owed his sincerest apologies for what would have been a deeply inappropriate drunken behavior.
Isn't all drunken behavior inappropriate?
Why the hell would he say that? Far out. He's just basically admitting it.
Well,
Sorry. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, what a university... I was reading this just this afternoon. A university pulled out their... I don't know how they explain it. Actually, no. I'm going to find this and make sure I say this right. So, Nugsy, you can pick it up. Keep going.
So... Not only did he come out and somewhat obscurely admit that it may be something that happened. I mean, most of us have, had a bit too much and can barely remember the night before.
Yeah, I've had a bit too much 14-year-old cock.
Yeah.
But so the next paragraph goes on to say that this whole thing has encouraged him to address, some of the other things that are affecting him or plaguing him. And he says that those closest to me have known throughout my life, they know that I've had relationships with both men and women. He's both loved and had romantic encounters with men. But he now chooses to live as a gay man.
What?
I wonder how you live as a gay man.
What?
I suppose it's like a normal man, but more gay?
So being gay is not normal?
Don't ask me.
You're the one that said it.
Wait, did you say Kevin Spacey's gay?
He's come out as
Yep.
being gay.
So
From this?
Yeah.
No. What? Do you reckon it was just a big coincidence that this thing happened, or do you reckon he's trying to use it to try and get heat off of him? Hey, I was gay. Gays touch 14-year-olds. It's just the way it is.
It wouldn't surprise me to know that he's flirted with both sides of the coin.
He's an actor,
But
of
I
course.
feel like he's used this opportunity, or he's used that as a kind of scapegoat for what happened
You
to
can't
kind of deflect.
you can't say anything. I'm a gay man, and that's discrimination and belittling me. Kind of.
I don't think it's so much that card as it's more to distract people from the allegations, because by the sounds of it, I don't know.
Allegations of being gay.
Yeah, so I guess from the sounds of what he said in that paragraph, it's been something of not so much controversial, but a highly discussed aspect of his life, his sexuality. So he's now coming out as gay to kind of detract people from what happened. To say, oh yeah, all that stuff you're talking about, I'm gay. Focus on that part of the story more than I may have made sexual advances towards a 14-year-old 30 years ago.
Well, you know what? This piece of shit crybaby has now caused that bloody show that actually I don't like anyway, House of Cards, to get cancelled. So millions of people are now going to be without their favorite show because this piece of shit can't keep his mouth shut.
House of Cards.
What an idiot!
What are you saying?
I was talking to someone about this yesterday. House of Cards is too real. Because House of Cards is based around a guy, a man who's very, very has kind of evil intentions, very selfish, like stuff that because he wants to do it for himself, like it's what he wants. He has very selfish intentions. That's a very dictator way of looking at things.
Well, the way I see it is every intention's selfish. Even charity's selfish because you just want the good rewards. To feel good about yourself.
But that kind of came to realization when Trump became president, because someone who shouldn't be a politician became a politician. Now, Frank Underwood, who is the main protagonist of the show, has sexual relations with both men and women. So everything about this show has kind of come to life almost.
No wonder he played it so well.
Yes!
So, just to get back to what Leber said before, not to dismiss what you just said then, Mugsy, but are you saying that anyone who suffered abuse, sexual or otherwise, should just keep their mouth shut for the sake of entertainment?
If it costs a good show to get cancelled, yes. In this instance, it wasn't a good show, so I guess he did it. He did it justice. I think he's done the right thing. You know what? I take that back.
Fucking hell, Level.
Jeez.
House of Cards is a fine show.
In the Bread podcast does not condone that of what your Onward has just said.
Look,
if you have any hate mail, you can send it to...
condones everything I say.
Yeah, good point. Well, I never watch House of Cards. It's one I've always wanted to watch, but I never...
Now I won't because he's a pervert. Oh, I've got to burn all these DVDs now.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
I'm sure a lot of people will now. Like, go on Twitter, search his name, you'll see, I can't believe I ever liked this guy. Oh, I've burnt down my house in honor of this shit.
Burnt down my house.
How can I live in this house knowing that Kevin Spacey's a piece of shit?
I just got this image of like this guy naked on his front lawn holding his big torch going, "Fuck you, house!" This is on fire. And he's like
on his bike.
He's just punching cars, riding his oBike. Oh, what a great world we live in. And, well, moving on. We'll move on from this because it's a big shock and we could talk about this probably for the whole podcast, but we need to keep things fresh. And speaking of Twitter, have you two seen this whole debacle about some guy bringing up the burger emoji?
Of all the shit.
What?
Of all the shit.
Of all the shit.
I learn about all this bullshit
that just accumulates in life. You know how, like, whenever you walk into the bathroom and you're sitting down taking a crap, you kind of, like, your eyes wander.
Bathroom?
And you're looking around and you just notice all the dirt and shit. That's life. It's everywhere. It's on every nook and cranny. It's in all the fucking little crevices.
Mate, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
You fucking worried about burger emoticons? Come on!
What I don't understand is there's people starving in hundreds of countries, and we're worrying about burgers.
They could have the shit.
digital food.
For the viewers that don't know what you're talking about, could you perhaps explain what you're talking about?
No.
Some
Let's
guy
move on. Next topic.
called Thomas Bachdal. I don't know how to say his name, so I just said it like that for some reason.
Some
Bachdal.
terrorist name, yep.
It's not a terrorist name. He's whiter than sour cream. He's
Terrorists can't be white, huh?
No, they can't. They can't be. It's scientifically proven. Now, he said
You
that.
don't watch 24, do you, mate?
No, I
Or
don't.
Designated Survivor? Or...
You know what? Well, you're right. Everyone can be a terrorist, and they should all
Even women.
fucking die. Yes, even and especially women.
Especially with... What are you trying to say, especially women? Are you saying they're more
No,
terrorists than...
no. Feminism has
Okay, I'm
proven
sorry, no. Okay,
that
carry on.
that equality, women should be more in the workplace, be it one which is a legitimate business or one which is a terrorist workplace. But nonetheless, they have just as much right to be there. I don't care what you say. But okay. Holy fuck, we've just opened so many cans of worms.
Yeah.
Okay, this Thomas Bachdal, I don't know how to say his name.
Baekdal.
How do you say that?
I don't know.
Bachdal. Yeah.
It's probably just an A. It's just you know how like encyclopedia has that A and E. What used to
What?
in the word. Never mind. Moving on.
Yeah, come on.
I think it's just Thomas Baekdal.
This Thomas terrorist guy, yeah.
He put up a thing on Twitter saying, well, with an image of Apple's emoji for the burger and Google's emoji for the burger, and they're both different, and they both look like burgers, but they're different. And he says, I think we need to have a discussion about how Google's burger emoji is placing the cheese underneath the burger, while Apple puts it on top. And this has erupted into a thing that people are talking about like in droves. And
Because it's important.
Is it because of the emoji or the fact that how people should be eating their cheeseburgers?
no, it's the fact that the emoji has got the layering wrong.
Oh, okay.
And someone's actually posted an image of a burger diagram, and it shows from bottom... Actually, I'm going to start from the top. From the top down, it goes bun, mayo, onion, lettuce, tomato, cheese, meat, pickles, mustard, ketchup, or tomato sauce.
That's all in a
Bun.
cheeseburger? That's pretty huge.
But
What if you don't have onion?
that image is
Not a
wrong.
cheeseburger.
For me, that image is wrong. When do you put pickles on the bottom? You don't. You put them on the top. You put them on top.
When do you put them? Doesn't the mustard go in between the cheese and the meat anyway, or
I
something?
wish it was on the bottom, actually. It's a bit easier to pick out.
There we go. I mean, I love my cheeseburgers. McDonald's is a staple.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, Macca's have the pickles.
They have it on top
on
of
top of the
the
cheese.
and the sauce and all that, yeah.
But then if you look at the Whopper, I think the Whopper's probably got it as close to a burger as it should be, which is, from what I can see from this image, bun, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, sauce, cheese, burger, bun. Or, sorry, cheese patty, bun.
Yeah. I could go for a Whopper right now. Actually.
I'm
That's a
starving.
pretty good burger.
Yeah. I need to find a good Hungry Jack's, because I haven't had a good Hungry Jack's in
The one
years.
down the road from me isn't too bad.
Oh, let's go right now.
All right. I'm waiting.
We need to finish the podcast first, though. But why are people talking about this? Why is it?
I don't know. People have nothing better to do in their lives.
I don't understand. Is the burger black and blue or gold and gay? I don't know. Who cares? What was it? Gold and white? No, it was black and gold and blue and
See,
creme
the
fraiche.
thing is with this conversation, to me, is that you say who cares, yet you're talking about it. In my mind, I wouldn't care. The conversation will end there. I move on.
I care that people care.
See,
Well, it's just like that dress thing, the white and gold dress or whatever the shit.
Yeah.
People, I actually care about that because I am intrigued by how people perceive the way
I
they
am
see
too.
differently.
But the problem with that is that because you can't see the other color, it just infuriates me.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Well,
I just like-
actually, there's been a new thing recently. I'm thinking it's new. It's about the color of a shoe. Have you guys seen it? It's it's either a grey shoe with white laces. Oh, no, sorry, grey shoe with green laces or teal laces, or a pink shoe with white laces. guys know what I'm talking about?
Who the fuck cares?
No, I don't.
See, someone's done a concept image of both, the way that both would look. So I can now see what other people would see if they saw it. As
Okay.
So that interests me, like how they would see something like that.
Right.
I can't see it. But this cheeseburger thing, to me, it's just like, who cares?
Who cares?
Really? And I only would think that it's interesting if people just want to discuss how you have your cheeseburger. Like, I have it this way, I have it that way, and that's why I would think people would discuss it. I don't know why anyone else would discuss. Like, what other reason?
See, the person who's talking about it, he says how both sides argued that they were wrong. Obviously, like everyone just said, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong.
But that's how the internet works. Actually, no, that's how people work.
I wonder how Kevin Spacey has his burgers. Do you reckon he gets like
At least 14-year-old.
14 years meat?
Has to be 14 or years.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least vintage meat. Well, actually, that's not vintage. Yeah, but still.
And then 14 years later, it'll cry wolf, piece of
Do you
shit.
think it's the pure Angus?
And the burger show will get taken down forever.
Imagine they just you know what? No more cheeseburgers anymore.
Oh,
Everyone, there's a world ban on cheeseburgers.
No, they're cheese sandwiches now.
And then
Actually, Americans call them sandwiches, don't they?
No.
Right? They refer to burgers as sandwiches.
I've seen both.
They're both? Okay.
Fair enough.
Actually,
Yeah,
doesn't.
because I think like in KFC over there, they don't call them burgers if they're eating burgers to begin with.
What about the McGrilled sandwich that we never really had in Australia, but it was a big thing in the States? Their sandwich, that's a burger, I think it's a burger, which is a sandwich, but it's the McGrill sandwich. The McGrill. Damn, I'm getting so freaking hungry now. McGrill
Well, you brought this up, you cock.
sandwich. 14-year-old cock, thank you very much. The McGrill.
Yucky.
So what distinguishes? What is it? Just because? Hang on, is it just because it's smaller that it's a sandwich?
Wait, what's small? Oh,
like
what
the McGrill.
McGrill. I would say it's something to do with the bun, because a sandwich for me is 2 bits of bread from a loaf, not a bun that you.
But that's the picture I'm looking at is a bun.
Ah, you're right. Well, actually, this one I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at a few different pictures here, and I'm getting a lot of mixed signals from both sides of the coin. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe no one actually knows, and it's just this thing that. Maybe sandwich and burger are the same word. We've just been spelling them wrong.
Unless you can. Well, that's.
Like aluminum and aluminium.
Aluminum and aluminium.
I was thinking about it the other day. Like, wouldn't anything between two pieces of bread technically be a sandwich of sorts?
But then
Isn't that the kind of like anything from a pig? Like it's pork, but like you have bacon and ham and prosciutto and
oh, look at the difference
like
between
it's subcategories.
look at the difference between soup and chowder. I mean, then they
It's
do
chowder, you moron.
exactly. I mean, no, it's not. It's chowder. It's
Shield
It's chowder.
both are liquid. Both
It's
have
chowder, you moron.
friggin' love chowder. Oh, it's so good. But
I don't think I've ever had chowder.
oh,
Chowder.
clam chowder
Chowder.
is so good. Oh, anyway, but oh, let's move away from food. I'm getting too hungry too quickly.
I think it's dumb. The first time I saw it on Reddit, I was like, all right, and then moved on with my life until you brought it up now.
I think the whole world needs to do that, including us.
Yes.
Harsh but fair. Remember. But let's see. Well, moving on from delicious burgers to the big news of Steve Banjo McDolly. Dude, McDolly. That's not how you say his lame name.
This is more for you, Lebo. I don't think anybody listening would know who
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Mr. Stephen O'Donnell is.
Dolly.
How
Bajo.
would I know?
Bajo.
Oh,
Yeah, Bajo.
right. He's got a real name, of course.
Yeah. So he announced this evening, probably about an hour and a half ago. ABC is releasing official announcement tomorrow. He's leaving the ABC as of December.
Oh.
He's
Which things kicked off, huh?
yeah, he's leaving Spawn Point. He basically said, because I was watching it, he said he said it's because of you guys. Like
Yeah.
he was talking to his stream. He said it's because of you guys. I managed to move to a new place,
Hmm.
and he felt like
Oh, he's that dude. He's the streamer dude.
yeah, Bajo.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he felt like he owed his viewers a lot, and he couldn't put as much time in as he wanted to. Like he'd usually only be able to do 3-4 hour streams.
Yeah.
Because of other commitments.
He'd have to go to sleep and
Eat food, pay for his child's education, normal stuff.
And he basically he said it plagued him for a few weeks, and he finally came to the decision that he would leave ABC. He said he'd still do if they ever needed help with stuff, he'd go over and help them, and obviously he'd still
just not doing a full time.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
Sorry.
For all intents and purposes, it will be Twitch pretty much full time, I guess.
And he just gets donations like crazy anyway, so
Yeah.
it makes sense. I mean, the viewers are basically paying for his rent.
Yeah,
What more do you
absolutely.
need?
And his dinner and
no,
bills,
legit, and his
everything.
dinner, his bills, everything.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me.
What does this
But
say?
they all came to him because of the TV show. So, I mean, he might have been
Yeah.
popular without it, but I doubt it because people knew of him from a Good Game, and then when
But-
that disappeared, that's how I found him. I think he randomly did streams very rarely at not like the way he does it now, but he's gone to a lot of effort, and it's like his own little TV show, and it works really well.
No, absolutely. I mean, he may have pulled some sort of viewer base from Spawn Point. But just his personality and the way he's just a pure entertainer.
Yeah,
Because you showed
that's why I kept watching the show for so long, because I found him funny. Like the show itself is, and all the news that comes on that show is 3-4 weeks old, and it doesn't matter. And some of the reviews are kind of whatever, but he's just a funny character. He's entertaining to watch, even if he's just following a script. He's so
does it
lovable
in a
way.
and I hate it. It's
Well,
your
why don't you
fault.
marry
Eva.
him? Well, he's great.
Maybe I would.
But what does this say about the way the entertainment industry is going? The fact that someone is moving from a professional position within the Australian Broadcast Corporation to streaming on Twitch.
That being said, though, he has been at the ABC for more than 10 years, and it's directed at a younger audience. And he felt
this particular show anyway.
Yeah, he felt that he had been there for quite a while, and he was getting older, and he wanted to kind of pass the baton, so to speak, onto
that's
somebody
weird,
else. More
His
capable.
old co-host Hex said something similar, where she was getting to an age and she felt like she hasn't done much in her life, and that's why she moved on to the TV show on Channel 7,
Not being
which is what led
TV.
Good Game to get cancelled to begin with. So someone's doing it selfishly and someone's doing it selflessly.
Which one?
Oh, who's the better person?
Everybody.
Oh, everybody wins.
We're all wieners here. Especially you.
Oh.
But yeah, I thought there was. I mean, I never got to see him on ABC. I've been tempted to go check out some of this stuff, but I don't know. There's so many
it's
things.
probably
to
like
do
a best
and-
of or something you can just watch at some point.
But yeah, I mean that's a big turning point in his career, almost, or lack of. I guess Twitch is a career of sorts.
Yeah, do it. If it's working for him, which it sounds like it is, and it does, and it will be, then great. More power to
I
him.
don't think you should have brought this up in this conversation.
Why? Why not?
I don't think it's very appropriate.
So what if other people are more successful than me? What does it matter? What does it matter? I mean, I'm just gonna look back at my life and fucking slip my wrists. Doesn't fucking matter. What does it all fucking matter anyway?
As long as you do it on stream. Oh,
I'm
hey,
not
so
killing
you
myself
started
on
downloading that game, the Doki Literature.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've finished downloading that game. Thank you very much. Yes.
Oh, mate,
What's it about?
I think
Okay.
you are gonna tear your hair out. Whatever you have
Okay.
left.
Already do.
The last time I spoke to you about it, you said it was boring as hell within
Yeah.
the first hour. You said it was meant to get better afterwards.
Yep. Oh
And-
man, does it get better? But it's still short. It's a short game.
Okay.
I finished it within 3 or 4 hours. But that's because I didn't read every text. It's a visual novel,
Oh,
all about reading.
fuck me.
I hate reading. Ed hates reading.
I hate
A lot of text. It is boring at the beginning because it's your typical visual novel stuff where, you know,
Oh, Suki Duki, you look so handsome, but I love my brother. Ah.
that's similar sort of thing. So there's a childhood friend that likes him, and he kind of likes her, but not in that way. So that every time there's awkward situations, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing, you idiot?" You know, stuff like that.
Senpai,
Then
I
you've got-
love you.
Then you've got the little girl who's annoying and like always denies and rejects people. Like, oh no, I didn't do this for you. You know, I'm a little bitch. And then you got the nice one that's friendly to everyone, and they all like him. You know, what a wonderful life this guy has. Great, good on him. But this guy's so oblivious. Oh, no one likes me. Oh, I just like looking at them. I'm just gonna stand here and be nice to all of them and never attempt to make advances to any of them. That's what this. That's
It's
what
your
it looks like
cliche.
it's a cliche shit, right?
Anime boy loves girl.
It's
No, girl
boring,
loves boy.
but I understand the necessity of it. Like it builds the characters, at least for this game, builds the characters, and it tricks you, makes you think like it's a typical boring.
I know
So
shit
I should
goes.
say boring. 'Cause I know a lot of people like it, but
I know
it's a
shit goes
typical
down.
Romance VN.
I've seen.
Then shit goes down.
I kind of did spoil it for myself a bit. I must admit, I shouldn't have,
Did
but
ya?
I did. Yeah, I
You
looked.
should-
It wasn't
you
my fault.
shouldn't.
I just wanted to see the fan art of the game because I thought, oh, that'll give me a good
Oh,
indication.
you idiot!
I didn't think it would ruin it. How was I supposed to know?
It might not, because the experience is still just as good because you get it's. They've done an interesting job with it. Like it's interactive in a sense where sure you're clicking most of the time through the text. There's some weird poem puzzle thing. It's not even a puzzle. You just pick words for a poem. There's no point. You'll get into it when you play it. But depending on the words you choose, it changes the dialogue, but it doesn't change the outcome.
Speaking of cum,
And then hang on, and then once the crazy shit
Hold on to
starts
that
happening,
oh well.
all this weird shit starts happening, and it looks like I can't spoil it. Like you have to experience it for yourself, and it just gets more interesting, and you have to do stuff outside the box, like literally outside
Out of
the
her
game.
box.
That's all I'll say. You actually have to do something outside the game
Outside of the game.
to progress.
Oh fucking
Yeah.
hell. Okay.
They make it kind of obvious, but you don't really think about it at first till now you will because I pointed it out. But
do something outside of the game.
it's a short game.
The thing is,
It gets interesting. You
like,
should definitely
favorite,
play it,
and
even if you don't
subscribe.
record it. Just play it for yourself.
Okay.
Ed will go away and he'll go, all right, think outside the game the whole time.
Yeah. That's it.
He'll start the game, okay, think outside the game.
Just staring at the box here.
Yeah.
Do I click yes?
Staring at a box.
Let me just tell you one thing. I finished the game, right? I can't load the game anymore because of the way it's programmed. I have to reinstall it.
Oh,
What?
that's interesting.
Yep.
That sounds
Creepy.
like a kind of Undertale take on
I've
that.
never played that. There is a
uh,
way to not have to uninstall it. You just delete something. But
No,
it's
of course.
interesting. They're just very creative with what they've done here. I just wish they
Spooky.
actually. Oh man, it gets really creepy, and it's not like. That's what my favorite part about this was that it's a very creepy game
Mm-hmm.
when it gets to the parts, but it's not jump scare crazy.
I know what you mean. It's just
But it just creeps the shit out of you.
unsettling. Let's just say
It's
unsettling.
very unsettling. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, speaking of unsettling, you know what they've discovered? What a Japanese space agency has discovered? Very
Penises.
Anal bleach.
all the above.
Anal penises.
No. They have
No, it's
Penis
that
bleach.
There's no such thing as penis bleach. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, there is, because they
Let's
discovered
kick-
it.
Hey, that's a business idea. Write it down.
Kickstart it. Fucking hell, that will good. That will sell millions. Oh, for far out. No, I just want to go to the website. They have discovered on the moon.
Award-winning.
On the moon.
They discovered the moon.
They've discovered the moon. They've
On the
discovered.
moon.
They've discovered on. They've discovered on the moon, or should I say,
It's made of cheese.
in the moon. They've discovered a cave, a huge.
Of cheese.
No, not cheese. A void cave. It's a,
There we go.
it's a cheesy cave of cheesiness.
Cheesy cake. What do you mean?
No,
cave
no.
or cake?
It's
Did I
a
hear
it's a cave. C
Okay.
A V E cave. They discovered a
Okay.
cave. It's approximately they were using radio. I think it was radio waves to see how large this thing was. They were using a hang on, I'm gonna get the right name here.
I thought I found this before.
It's a, they dude, there's still parts of the Earth they don't know about yet. They don't know.
Rubbish. I don't believe it.
It's true. It's true.
Wait, what do you mean you don't believe it?
I
You
don't
think
believe
they know everything?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Science is always right.
they found this
That's
chasm.
true.
They found this chasm on the
got me
moon. Easily missed because it may have just looked like a crater because it's a hole in the ground. And the moon, it's mostly grey and a bit of grey with a little bit of white and dark grey. But it's a chasm.
Jeez.
It is approximately, they're guessing, what from the data that they've got back, they're expecting it to be 40 kilometers long and 100 meters wide. It's huge. And they are thinking about using this cave as a, like, where to put man, to settle man, when we first try to go to colonize the moon. So we can do all our testing.
Colonize the moon? Why is that still an option?
Well,
Is it too
why not?
cold for that shit?
It's too, but that's what they're talking about. They're saying that if they're inside the moon, it will prevent them from getting too cold or too hot, because it gets insanely hot and also then insanely
great.
cold.
So just hide inside for the rest of your life. What a great idea.
Mole people.
That's what we do already.
What if that's what's happened
No.
to Earth?
Yeah.
And we dig up mole we dig up mole people in a few years' time. Like, well, we came here but it was too bright and now
Mole people.
Now look at
Mole
us, we are
people.
tanned.
look at my magnificent nipples, all 6 of them. Yeah, I'm a mole person. Yeah.
Now rub them for me.
Anyway, so we're going to become the mole people of the moon, apparently, with our 6 nipples. They're speculating. They believe that the moon, this void, these chasms were created via, I think it was lava. Wait, I'm just trying to find it again. Lava kind of, here we go. Lava tubes that happened 3.5 billion years ago, a long, long time ago, and it's just left a hollow. And yeah, Japan is talking. It's funny because they're saying Japan is there's a word they used in one of the articles I read. It's like Japan is, where is it? I've got to find it.
Happy?
And you know what? Clap your hands, Japan. No. What's a big word for a big
I don't
goal?
know.
A big goal. Is that they've got a big goal? Like they're kind
Achievement?
No. It's kind of like
Accolade?
My goodness, I can't believe they're doing this. It's just so huge what they do. Like it's it's out there. It's wild. It's wacky. Stop asking me to subscribe, you piece of shit. I don't want to subscribe to The Guardian. I just want to read the article. It's not porn here. I just want to read it. Okay. I'm gonna find
Porn
this.
for your eyes.
I'm gonna find this word. Oh, I'm gonna porn for your brain.
And your
Here
mind.
we go. I'm not subscribing. Fuck off. No, you cannot help. Stop asking for my money. No. Anyway.
Oh, now they own my home.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez. Okay, so they've used it like, Japan is planning to go to the moon, and it's such a huge thing that they're going to do, sending a man to the moon. And I'm thinking, hang on a tick. In 1969, we've already sent people to the moon.
No,
This
that's
is,
staged.
it's already done.
Staged.
Even if you believe, I don't think it's staged. I like to think that we did get to the moon. And
You
if
can see the string holding up
The moon.
if the moon,
I told you it was cheese.
but it may have been spray painted grey and white. But we've already managed to go to the moon. Surely going to the moon again with the technology that we have now should be far easier to do. We should be able to do it. Like, you want to go to the moon? Sure. When can we book a flight? It shouldn't be this whole, oh my goodness, we're going to the moon. Oh my goodness. Shut up, phone.
I think it's more.
I heard that too.
It's more.
I think
They've seen what's happened with all their attempts. They're being more cautious and trying to, prevent people from dying this time, not being so suicidal.
It's happened.
Like, you can have better ideas and better technology to do things, but does that make it, worth doing? No. So you find a better solution. There's no point being crazy.
The last moon landing. Let's see. Was probably in the 70s, right? Or the 80s?
The last moon landing?
Yes.
Hang on. Last time... Lassie. No, the last time...
Apollo 17, which was 1972. Now, after that, I believe it was something along the lines of we're not going to the moon again. That's it.
Why?
So that whole, that's part of the...
said that.
Well, in so many words, yes. that's part of the whole conspiracy theory is that's proof that it was staged, because we haven't gone back since. But then what is there to gain by going back again, other than going back, showing that you can do it? Suppose you advance the ability to go back. So I guess we're now at a point where we can.
Science.
Where it might be cheaper and easier
Research.
achieve that goal.
Research what though? What do you gain from?
Well,
all
okay,
this?
think about it like this. At some point, mankind will come to the point where we have technology which will allow us to go explore the universe and colonize other planets. We need to make the foundation steps of learning how to terraform planets, how to build structures on and move structures from Earth to other space bodies. And learn to set them up in atmospheres which are very unstable and very unsafe for us. The moon is the perfect candidate for that, because it is the closest thing we can use, and it is hostile and all the.
But all those things are dangerous in practice, right?
That's why we do heaps of them.
So they're risking men to test those things in a place that they don't really have.
It's not just risking men too. You know what? I don't even think they care
and
about
women
men.
and
Well,
women.
Yes, people.
It's more about the idea of all that money gone away. Like, oh, there goes another 2 million on a rocket ship.
Knowing how governments work, that doesn't surprise me. That probably was a key element of.
Yeah. Oh, we care about the people and the money.
No,
but they would have to, like, studying the effects of prolonged, like, they've already been doing tests on like prolonged exposure in space. There was an article, you know how I was talking about the guy that they sent into a space for a year?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that article, but there's been some minor analysis of the effects of some of those things, and apparently something to do with the genes that potentially prolong life have changed slightly. And we don't know we don't know what causes that, or why, or how. Apparently, a further report will be released next year. But it's all those little things that, because we don't have a larger of an understanding of it, you would do studies in a stable environment that you can control than an environment that you have no control of whatsoever, and that would be the moon.
Well, yes, but there is only so much research we can do within a controlled environment before we say.
Correct.
Haven't you watched House?
No.
Okay. Like, it comes a point in some episodes, it's like we've got no other options. We've got to take a risk here, and people will die. That's a given. When they first sent a spaceship into space and they had monkeys, it was a dog actually, I think, and then they sent monkeys. They thought, okay, we know what's going to happen. The dog died. These are things that are going to happen. It sucks, but it's just the way we learn from our mistakes. Look at the nuclear bomb.
So you're promoting death in advancement?
I'm promoting advancement in science and advancement of mankind.
Because how is that any different to all the experiments that the Nazis and Russians and Americans did throughout like that whole 50-year period on humans?
They were
human
forced.
Test subjects.
They were forced to do it, but there are people out there. Look,
I'm sure there were people who enjoyed doing it, though. Whether or not they were forced or coerced, some of those people would have enjoyed doing it.
What? The people being tested on enjoyed being tested on?
Are you talking about the people conducting the tests or the people participating?
No, the ones that, if you're talking about the Nazis, those were the ones that were put into prison and viciously, brutally tested on.
Yeah, but basically what you're saying is comparative to that.
No, I'm
because
not.
It's advancement at the detriment of others.
What I'm saying is, at some point, we can only test in a stable environment so much. At some point, we will have to take a risk.
Right, but why would you leap straight into space and risk everything when you can just pull back and say, okay, let's look at this a bit more.
We can. I'm not saying we have to do it straight away. They're saying that they're going to put a man on the moon, Japan and China, in 2030, somewhere in the 2030s years.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
That's what I'm saying too. I'm not saying colonize now. I'm saying, but when we do have to start colonizing, shut up, phone. When we do have to start looking at moving into space to say get resources or to colonize other planets because we've overgrown this planet. The moon is the first step because it's the closest, it's probably the most stable, and if anything does go wrong, hopefully we've got a jet that will get the people back to Earth even if it's in the middle of the ocean, get them back to Earth in an emergency. And considering what it takes, how long does it take to get to the moon now? It was 3 days before, and now it's like done in 3 hours. The last satellite. Well, no, not the last satellite.
They're in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, well, from 3 days to 3 hours or something like that. So, it's not the. In fact, it takes me more time to get from Australia to America than it does for us to get to the moon now. So, which is closer? You tell me.
Yes.
It's very
Agreed.
Lever. There's very simple. Can you see the tip from here? No. Can you see the moon? Yes. So there we go. The moon is closer than the tip.
Which
I know
tip?
the reference indeed. Hey!
Hey. Anyway, let's move.
What's there? A moon buggy there, yeah?
Yeah.
Car.
It's 20, 30 years. See, the other thing is that nobody, as far as I'm aware, I mean, there may have been, nobody's really made the commitment to go back to the moon. And it requires a lot of funding, which was cut and has been cut continuously from NASA, at least. Which is where, SpaceX has kind of stepped in and they've been heavily funded. If the funding's not there, nothing's going to happen.
True. But I think that it's within the government's best interest. And in fact, you'll find a lot of the
absolutely.
corporations are looking into funding things like mining asteroids, because that at some point we will run out of the bare necessities and the minerals to survive, and we'll need to start harvesting resources off this world. It will come a point where it will be like that. So it's within everyone's best interests, be it if it's a money thing or be it the survival of the human race. We have to do it.
See, but there's a thing with people that it's always what benefits me now, because if I'm not getting my fix now, I might not be alive in 10 years' time. That's 10 years in the future me's problem. I want to focus on what benefits me now. And if you look at the way governments are run, most governments stand for about 4 years.
Tell that to Vladimir Putin.
No progress is going to be made in 4 years because that party is always thinking about what can we do now to secure, or what can we do now to benefit us at this moment, because they might not be in power at the next election.
True. Yes.
And that's how most governments will run. It's how am I going to get a reaction from this right now?
Well,
How am I going to reap what I sow? Because I might not be able to sow it at the next election. Let's sow it now as soon as we can.
Well,
Which is this whole NBN debacle comes in.
Donald Trump actually had a live interview with the members of the International Space Station a couple of months ago. I remember watching this, and he spoke to them, and he was like, well, tell me what is the point of all this? How is this benefiting the human race? Tell me, why are we putting so much of our money into the International Space Station? And they were able to respond, well, we're doing research about this, and this. So it's true. I think that the government's always going to be giving money to NASA, because it's everything. I mean, if you create a more powerful jet for getting to the moon, you create a more powerful jet for your Air Force, or the science advancements for space will also benefit us on Earth currently as well.
I'm not disputing that.
Good.
I'm disputing the fact that people don't think that way. At least not everybody.
Yeah, that's true. That's
unfortunately.
It's called being human.
Yes. It's called being a dick.
But I will say this. I hope that I live long enough to be able to see us colonizing Mars, or getting a man on Mars at least.
I could have sworn I linked this article, and I guess I didn't save it or something happened. I would have to find the article again.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I recall, they plan. Don't ask me who they are. They plan
the wizards
of Oz.
Yeah.
they plan to have microscopic little bots, little robots.
Nanobots.
Yes, nanobots. On I think it was I don't recall if it was the moon or Mars, but they plan to have all these little nanobots that can be controlled by people from their home. So you can walk around and explore with these little nanobots that you control.
Be a pervert.
From your own bedroom.
I like.
Potentially.
Well, it's like a drone, isn't it? Imagine. I mean, drones.
Yeah, it would be.
It's just a very small drone. It's going to happen. So what? These little microbots might be able to be your new immune system, and you never get sick again because you have little robots that have in your blood that every time a disease comes along, it cures you instantly. It can combat AIDS. It'd be great.
I was thinking about it the other day, and it's kind of the, if you go back to someone 40 years ago and you say, 40 years you'll have this little thing you put in your pocket and you call people and you play stuff, and they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here. They'll call like the fucking FBI, the NSA, and NRMA, fucking...
Okay.
And like it would be ludicrous. But like being able to control like a little nanobot, it kind of pulled me back a bit. And I kind of like just stood there and thought, you could see the moon. You could witness parts of the moon because I don't believe I will ever leave the world. You know what I mean? Like just the thought of being somewhere else simultaneously is it's amazing.
It is. It's great. Let's do it
right now.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter what point man's technology has evolved to, man will always be corrupt. 100 years ago, they had no ATMs. In fact, I remember speaking to my grandma, and she said if she could go back in time and talk to her parents about how you'd go to a hole in the wall, put in a plastic sheet, and then it gives you money, they'll think she was crazy. It's just the way technology is. In 100 years' time, we probably wouldn't be able to recognize how the world is, because if you look 100 years ago, things were archaic.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
You can't... It's too hard to go back 100 years in the past and imagine what they went through.
Yeah, I can see photographs of it.
Right, and you can fantasize about what it could have been like, but there's no comprehension. There's no... You're not on the same level.
Yeah.
And you never will be.
And
unless your memory was erased and you had to start again. But even then, you would have no recollection, so it would be no different.
Well, I know how we've spoken before in the past about if we, before in the previous podcasts, if we could go back in the past and relive it, and what would we do and that whole kind of thing. And I'm just trying to think, imagine being child Ed and going back in the past and telling my family, hey, by the way, there's touch screen technology. We have phones.
How about it?
Yeah, it's great. We have phones that are mobile phones that are more powerful than the computers we're using now in our pockets, and their color and their touchscring, and
well, I wouldn't go that far, but
and
I understand the meaning.
Porn just keeps getting better and better.
To young yourself, don't worry about it.
Oh yeah,
porn gets better.
Sorry. Yeah, it's true. Has Leber died? Hello, Leber. Hello.
Hello.
What?
Oh wow.
What the hell's happened?
That feedback.
Sure.
Your microphone sounds like it's.
You're in an airplane, mate.
What? Hello? What?
Are you on an airplane? He's going to space. He's going to get some
What?
cheese.
Oh, you're gonna start the nanobots.
Is something wrong with it? Legit?
It's fine
it's
now.
better.
What?
I think
You're
you just been
lying.
talking for a while, so it kind
Oh,
of.
that's because I wasn't talking.
I know.
What happened?
I wasn't talking.
You don't want to contribute?
No.
Why do you? No! I hate you guys. I just want to get away from you all. Okay,
Don't blame him.
Okay. Well, technology will evolve. I mean, actually, Leber, this is one for you, Leber. This is one for
Yeah!
you. The Star Wars thing, the augmented Star Wars reality headset thing that I saw an ad for.
Why the hell did you associate me with Star Wars? I've seen a single movie.
No. Forget Star Wars. I don't care about the Star Wars facts. The fact that it's an augmented, it's not virtual reality, it's augmented reality headsets. You said, I know that you've definitely spoken about this in the past about VR versus augmented, yeah, AR.
Yeah.
Would you prefer an augmented reality headset over a VR headset?
It's
How-
very situational.
How we
Augmented is, I think, suited for everyday life.
Hmm.
VR is more of like short bursts of just like escaping reality.
so augmented reality is that it's kind of like it's kind of like having a visor on and you
Yeah.
see everything around you, but there are things that are happening on the
Do you have a
screen.
3D? Oh, you've used the 3DS, right?
I have, yes.
Have you ever used the like augmented cards that came with it?
No, I only ever played Fire Emblem and I gave that back.
Well, you see,
Well, there's
you
like a card like you just use the 3D camera, right?
Yeah.
Or the camera, I guess. I don't think it needs to be 3D. And then there's an augmented card that the console comes with. And if you use the camera on the 3DS, that card transforms into some sort of visual that only you can see through that camera.
Right.
But obviously it's not existing in real life. So yeah, the visor thing, yeah, you'll like if you have it on, I guess you would see if you go to a stock market, you'll see stocks on your screen, I guess.
Yeah, so it's kind of in a way what Pokemon Go did, right? With the Pokemon where you
yeah,
can see it
it's
in
that.
your...
It's not the most optimized
Of course.
way of doing it, but that's exactly it.
Right.
It's creating your surroundings and then
Yeah.
bringing video games or whatever. I guess you could do class as well into that form.
Hmm.
I quite like the idea.
It's an easy way to cheat, I guess. You can never really.
it?
What's on your visor notes?
School Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'd have ways of preventing that, but
No, they don't. They're idiots.
is augmented reality? Does that require less processing power than VR? Do you reckon?
I have no idea.
I
It
guess
depends what it's meant to do, I
guess-
suppose.
augmented reality would have to know the objects that it's dealing with and calculate how
Right.
a virtual
That's a good point, yeah.
sprite would, or a virtual body would have to interact
I
with.
I would assume it would take less effort. I mean, not less effort. It wouldn't require like a hefty, powerful computer like a VR does.
Yeah, because VR, it's running a whole series of programs that make up a game.
Yeah.
Whereas because the thing with augmented reality, would that not kind of be tied in with the whole thing that they're trying to achieve with DeepMind, where they like, I feel like the what's it called?
I have no idea.
What they would use in the augmented reality would pick up the shape of an object, and from the shape alone it would say, okay, that's a lounge. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a penis.
It's quite small.
Just make a penis app. Oh, that's a penis too. Yep, that's a penis.
It's called
Yep,
Grindr. mate.
that's a penis. Say
It's
penis to everything.
grind. or Tinder if you've chosen the wrong profile.
Oh, that's
Actually,
true.
what did you ask me? Did you ask me what I preferred, or yeah, that's what you asked
Yeah,
me.
which would you sooner augmented or VR?
Yeah, so it's situational, I guess, for everyday life. Augmented for virtual reality, if it becomes so advanced that you can actually live in that world, like in Total Recall or whatever.
Or
then I'd choose
Ready Player One, which is a great book, and the movie I've seen the trailer for. I'm having hopes that it's going to be a good movie, but the way I don't know, directors seem to fuck things up when they translate.
Well,
it from
has
the
it not
book.
come out yet?
Oh no! I've only seen a teaser for the trailer. It is
Okay.
a great book though, and that's dealing with virtual reality. In fact, it's dealing with a dystopian world that education has gone into virtual reality. So kids, and then everything is just virtual reality. So people are literally living in the real world, but then they're logging on, and it's like Second Life, but it is Second Life to the point where it is so realistic that and people. There's the stock in this world. People buy land, people buy planets, people buy furniture in this.
Oh,
I'm going to reread that book, actually. It's such a good book.
That actually sounds like a pretty cool idea. So if your life sucks in real life, you can actually live in a virtual reality life.
I think everyone's life was sucking. It was a dystopian world, so everyone was kind of in a sucky reality. So
I wish that would have happened like in our time frame. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Well, maybe we can. Maybe they'll find a cure to keep us alive forever. Which then neither you or I
would not want.
And
Why would I want that? Why would I want to be old and shriveled up and live forever? It makes no sense.
What if they can reverse the aging process and make you 20 again?
Well, that's a different story then, isn't
it? Then I'd still just choose not to.
Yeah.
Considering how...
Screw you all.
Yeah. But...
I don't know.
Yeah. But then this is one thing I've always thought about living forever. You'll never ever find out what's on the other side.
Yeah, but then that's perpetual. Because you'll be like, I'll just go another 5 years because I don't know what will be on the 5 years. And you get to the 5 years, you're like, maybe another 5.
Maybe they could cryogenics. They could let you be dead for like 5 years and bring you back to life and be like, how was it? Oh, it kind of sucked. Did you see the pearly gates? No. Did you see God? No. Did you see devils? No. Oh. Okay,
what did you see? I don't know.
Nothing. It was like going to the movies, and the movie wasn't started yet.
This is a constant.
Yeah, I was just sitting there waiting.
Over and over and over.
This summer, Justin Timberlake and Shania Twain in I Can't Believe She's Pregnant by the Dog.
Yeah, watch that.
This summer.
Starring Brendan Fraser.
Oh, that would be...
I know you don't like anime, but have you heard of Sword Art Online?
What?
Sword Art Online.
Is it hentai?
I'm sure it exists.
No, it's a virtual reality. It's an anime based on virtual reality. The premise is that a new game comes out, supposed to be the best that there ever is. There's no option to log out. When you're in this virtual reality, your body's paralyzed, like you can't do anything, right? You're in a coma, vegetative state. That's normal, right? So that way you can have full control over your character. So it controls your mind somehow. I mean, sorry, your mind is... I guess it controls your mind, and your mind is in control of the world there.
It hijacks your mind.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Now, the developer, when he launched it, he removed the log out button. You need to log out in order to leave the virtual reality, right?
Oh, I think I remember reading about this or hearing about it. You probably told me.
You can't just pull out the headset or whatever because you will die.
The Matrix is like the Matrix.
Yeah, it's kind of like that actually.
Yeah.
So you need to log out for your brain to disconnect from that world.
But the developer took out the log out option lever.
Yeah, so the whole premise of that, well, at least the first half or something, is that they're trying to beat I think the first person or the first team or first something to beat the game gets out for free. I think I actually kind of, it's been a while since I've seen it, but the whole idea that the characters inside are trying to level up to the highest level possible and beat the boss, which is the developer, I think.
It's this whole grass is always greener. I always think virtual reality would be great, but then what if something like that happened and we got stuck there and it really sucked? My life could suck even harder. You could be successful and I'd be a very unhappy person.
I could have my own Twitch stream and people would actually watch me and donate to me.
Fuck you. yeah, and you
it won't even be that great, but it'll be 100 views, and Ed will lose his mind.
No. Actually, I'd probably.
I already have my gimmick for my streaming when I'm gonna do it once I get NBN. You already know it though.
Oh, your gimmick. I may have.
Yeah, you know it.
I may have forgotten.
Don't tell me you forgot. It's like transracial.
Oh, that thing. Yes. Transracial.
Every time I stream, I'll be a different race.
Different race.
Why?
Oh.
I'm sure that'll go down well.
Well, it has to, because no one has the right to criticize or be judgmental.
We all know people aren't jerks, Leber. People won't make fun of you for anything. Ever.
Yeah, you big cock.
Tits.
Yeah, okay.
Why are you saying that as a negative, Ed?
Well, there's tits in a bag. I'd sooner them be on a person.
Like they were
severed, cut off. And,
yes.
Or maybe they've just grown like a ball of boob. And you can throw them. and they
Like a
explode
stress ball.
milk everywhere. That's
How
great.
we-
Let's
how we-
do it.
how we look-
Let's
No,
kickstart it.
no.
What?
No,
What? Sorry. What's wrong?
nothing.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Oh.
It's not. That's not keeping it in the family, mate.
Oh, sorry. You're right. You're right. You're right. My bad. That
Always
is,
got to keep it in the family.
that is it.
It needs el natural.
Well, nothing in this life is
It needs
natural
your
anymore.
sisters first.
You know, it's
I'm natural.
you don't shave down there.
No.
Oh, doesn't your mum get angry?
I don't tell her to shave, so
Oh.
no.
Oh, it works out.
Fair enough then.
It's just bush on bush.
every time there's sex, you just hear this rustling.
What are you laughing at?
They get stuck and have to like untangle.
I don't know what's so funny.
It's just everyday life. Oh my gosh, I've been going through all these would you rather questions, trying to find one that is one we haven't answered, and
I noticed that we didn't have one for this week.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, really?
I forgot all about it.
Oh well, here's a would you rather.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we're going to move on to the would you rather. It's would you rather, Lever, use virtual reality or augmented reality?
Oh man, that's a really hard question. Oh no.
How do you get the idea?
Oh, no, I do.
Oh jeez. Okay? Here's a real would you rather. Would you rather cut off one of your fingers, or pay $5,000 of your own money for a person you hate to go on a spa vacation?
I'd rather cut a finger off.
I almost did it yesterday, Lever.
How? How did you almost do it yesterday?
Because I kept
Remember
losing
Fortnite?
at Fortnite.
Oh, with the scissors that could
Yeah.
not cut anything. Yes, those ones.
Yes, those ones.
Um,
Depends what finger, really.
Well, I don't hate any. Actually, no. I hate the guy at work. Never mind.
no,
Yeah, I'd rather cut my finger off.
I want to keep my fingers, so
Nah, fuck
whatever I
'em.
need to do.
I have 9 more.
Do I get to keep it afterwards? And if I do, then I'd use
Can I
it for great.
reattach it?
I'd use it for great pranks. I'd like leave it in the butter, and it's like, oh, there's a certain finger in here. Oh, how did that get in there? Doink.
You'd bend over and like stick it up their ass.
Yeah. Oh, even that. I'd hire a prostitute and start, getting involved with my fingers, and then like, oh, one of them's fallen off. You've stolen my finger, you bitch. You need to get it out of
Get
there.
it back.
That's a good trick for the kids' parties.
And then she's like,
Johnny, I hear you turn 2.
Here's this prostitute I've got.
she has a finger in her. If you can find the finger, it's yours.
Oh no, he doesn't get to keep it. Oh,
No,
for the day.
right,
For the
it's your
day.
finger.
Yeah, for the day.
Yeah.
Nah, kids never give it back. It'll be shoved up somewhere else. Kids will keep it.
The dog's
In the
ass. Then again, Liver's fingers usually are for dog's ass. So.
Pin the finger on the prostitute.
That's it. Well, $5,000. I mean, I'm just trying to think. How much are my fingers worth?
And
how much-
$5,000?
How much do I hate the particular person I'm thinking of? I hate them so much. I wouldn't want to give
But
them anything.
even if I didn't hate them, why am I paying for them? Why am I paying $5,000? That's like half of what I have
You're
right
paying
now.
$5,000 to spare your finger.
Yeah. Okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
but that's one finger.
That's it. So your finger doesn't even cost $5,000 to you.
I've got 9
No,
others.
That's right.
If it was a pinky, I wouldn't feel. If it was a pinky on my left hand.
So you will donate.
Actually,
Hey, hang on. You will donate your finger for $5,000, will you?
Really? This is starting to sound like organ trading.
but how is
So
it
I will
donating?
give you $5,000 if you cut off your own finger.
How
That wasn't the.
No, we're changing it. This is how it is.
changing the would you rather? It's
You can go on
evolving.
whatever holiday you want afterwards for $5,000, as long as you cut your own finger off.
So you're saying you'll take a finger. Lever is okay. Someone on the internet has said I'll pay anyone $5,000 if they post me a finger, and he's like legit. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
Depends. For me, it depends. Okay, if it was $1 million, then yes, without a doubt, I would cut off one of my fingers. How the big thing for me is how would we do it? Would I have like a samurai sword? Would I go under surgery and have general anesthetic? Or am I just going to be using like a pocket knife that is so blunt that it couldn't even cut through bread?
No. You use a tool that will easily cut it, so it won't be like you're struggling there for half an hour.
Garden shears, I think, would do it, but I still don't want to see the side of my finger. I'd probably go into shock.
Oh, you know what? You probably can't do it yourself. Like, you might be too weak to be able to do it. So yeah, you can get someone else to do it for you.
What about a hand guillotine or a finger guillotine?
Yeah, that's fine.
A guillotine.
There's no rules how you do it as long as you do it.
Oh, cool. So I could be knocked out and not feel a thing and have a doctor there. Yeah, well, with anesthetic.
How about this? How about 10,000 if you don't do that?
Or $1 million if I do?
Knocked out. No, 10,000.
10,000 if I don't.
Look, this
you
is
get an extra 5,000 if you do it right there and there yourself.
Wait, 10,000. That's nothing.
So this is.
I know, but nobody would.
This is if
10 grand's nice.
you've contorted the whole.
Oh, now
what's
he's
the
backtracking.
question? No. What's the question?
You've destroyed the integrity of this. Would you rather? These
I
are
know!
sacred.
I don't know what
would you rather. We've already
answering.
answered the would you rather. Now moving on to this question.
All right, what's the question?
The question is: if I paid you $5,000 to cut off your own finger, or have someone cut it off for you, would you do it?
Yes,
There you go.
but it depends how much.
What do you mean? It depends how much.
Wait, you said
5,000.
5,000 if you had it done
Under
eventually,
You can do it however you want.
but you got more if you did it straight away.
Yeah, you get 10,000 double if you like just do it straight away. Like you don't need to be knocked out.
Oh, wait, do I get to choose the finger?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
This is going to make it interesting.
And you can't repair it. Like you can't use that money to repair it or anything like that. It's done. Like the finger goes.
I'm getting a prosthetic. Fuck you.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were going to say
Is that
prostate.
gonna cost you 20,000. Well,
Yeah,
shit.
mate, that's right.
Yeah, I'm going to say the surgery, the
I paid for
anesthetic,
half of it already.
everything would. Well done,
Hey,
mate.
look at that. He's looking at the brighter future here. He's good lad. Good lad.
You can't buy it. I couldn't even. My new bike that I want to get costs more than $10,000. I couldn't even get my bike if I cut off a finger for 10 grand. It had to be a cool 1 million. You know what's going to happen? That we're going to this week sometime. Some millionaire's going to hear this podcast and actually, pay for us to do it.
Mate, I have $5,000. I will give it to you.
Okay. No way. Wait, you're so full of crap. You know what?
I'm not full of crap. I just don't want you to do it. But I will. You know what? No. You know what? I'm going to say I'm full of crap. No, I won't do it.
You would actually pay us if we did it. What would you? For what?
Nah, I actually don't want you to do it. So please don't do it and expect me to give you money.
I can't wait for this to go to court.
Yeah. Look, he said if I cut off my finger,
Yeah.
it's going to Judge Judy. She'll settle this.
No. I'm taking it all back. It was all what ifs.
Listen to the podcast, Your Honor.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Talk about incest. It's great.
Kevin Spacey. That's just inappropriate. Now, okay, so you've backtracked a bit, but we don't even know what this new Would You Rather consists of anymore. First, you were paying us money. Now you're not.
No, we're not paying. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, that's a good.
Now
time
I'm
to wrap
keeping
it
a
up, I
finger.
think. Let's wrap it up.
I was mentally preparing to lose one, and now I still have it.
Anyway, okay. Well, that's it for this week, for tonight. This Halloween of nights it's gonna be uploaded tomorrow, but still happy Halloween.
Oh, we should have done a spooky theme.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we did. Kevin
Ooh,
Spacey. That was
scared.
spooky.
He's not spooky.
He is now.
To 14-year-olds.
It
Harsh
wasn't
but
at the
fair.
time though.
No, you're right. Oh.
He's only spooky now when he's older for some reason. Now he's spooked. What an idiot.
I know.
Anyway.
There was something spooky there was an article they came across, but it's not that. It was like, oh my gosh, a spooky article, and then it was like, oh, this is really stupid.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
It's not a spooky article at all.
we'll save it for next Halloween.
All right.
But until next time,
If we're even still going.
of course we will be. Take care.
We could just do the Halloween of 2018 podcast like straight up.
Oh yeah, we can do it now and release
Make up some
it.
stories.
It'll be
You know
so
what?
old school.
That sounds amazing. What if we do a podcast?
A time capsule podcast.
Yes.
Well,
But
hey,
just a
don't
random
say
daily-
it in the podcast.
Yeah, but we don't know about it.
Oh,
They won't know about it. It'll just
You're
be
spoiling.
released randomly next year.
You're
Yeah.
spoiling it for the future
Ah.
selves, mate.
In a year's
Fuck the
time,
future
when we
people.
get 4 more subscribers and we have 14 people listening, that's going to be a big thing for them.
Stay tuned next year.
Imagine doing a podcast once a year. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening and joining us this merry day, this merry night, or whenever. Take care.
Eve.
Live long. Look after yourselves. This is Dead Ed, the perverted master of pervertedness, Dead Ed, with the ennui man. incestually. The incestually incapable ennui, the grain-fed chicken nugsy. Bye. Take care.
Just say the incest master or something.
Oh,
It's
incest master.
easier for you.
Should I just say that instead?
Whatever
Big
you
cock.
want, mate.
Should
It's having you struggle saying it though.
I just call you
No, it's because I made that up.
Leber's sister's lover?
My sister's lover.
That's got a ring to it.
Does it really?
No, not really.
Oh, I gotta look up CTP insurance.
you know.
Bloody hell. What?
Is that what?
The incest reminded of him.
Yeah,
Of the
'cause-
insurance.
That's right. I think of my dad.
You know. He went straight from cockatoo to dolphin.
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 Oh,
Should I stop recording or just keep going? Wait, why are you looking up insurance for your dad?
Good.
My car.
Your car? You said your dad's what?
No, I was just thinking about my dad.
Is that why you're erect?
Is the registration due? I don't know.
No, it's friggin' Christian.
Hang on, 9th of November, I think. Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Now I'll stop recording.
Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the bread podcast.